Legacy Series number 6 Chevelle. We're on the ground with the weight on the shocks. Roger, let's talk about this car.
Yeah, it's kind of a milestone moment for us here. This one's it just needs a few fit and finish details. It's got a dash bar in it, engine, trans, exhaust. Pretty much everything under it is together. So everything from here on out we know. We got a few brackets and pumps and coolers to put up front. Other than that, this is how it's gonna sit. These are not the wheels for this car, but they fit on another car, and so they'll make this one a roller. Shows you the stance, shows you exactly where ride height is, shows you where the shocks are and the 50% of the travel, 50% compressed, 50% extended. This is where you want it. So it's got seats in it, it's got dash in it, it's got door panels that are getting put in it. Getting ready to develop a pre-cut insulation kit that'll fit in these cars. The underside has the brake lines, the exhaust, waiting on just trying one more differential to go in the car. Other than that, it's pretty much ready to just be fine-tuned and go to the body shop and get some color.
And this one has the 6-speed manual.
6-speed manual, Don Hardy LT4, 427 cubic inch.
Let's show it.
Wagner front drive, big hair up blower. These fancy yellow rags to ensure that these corners clear, because we just need to make sure there. It's tight. It doesn't hit, but it's tight. And it's got our fiberglass inner fenders in it. Firewall is welded in. Steering column's located. We decided to go back with just a power brake booster, as the Tesla thing got really out of hand for how well the brakes work with just a brake booster. So we decided to keep that in there, and everything else is pretty much the same.
Okay, so let's talk about these fender wells, just in case if anyone is curious on what is the pros about them. Why do we sell them? Why are they offered to the general public, not just your car?
Well, we developed them so that you could have this size tire, which is a 285/35, 19 on the front of your car, and turn lock to lock, and not have the next thing that is the limiting factor would be the chassis, not the inner fenders. So we clearanced them on the outside of the wheel wells, we clearanced them and made them bigger on the inside, and made them clear the upper control arm mounts, made everything clear that stuff so that these would then be just a replacement for the car.
So yeah, so like he was saying, so the bulge is further forward, further back, further bulge towards the header, towards the engine, and it's also taller. So you have full range of the suspension to upstroke, and the tire to be rotating left to right, lock to lock,
yep,
and not rubbing, which is a common issue with the factory inner fenders. And when it comes down to it, your other option is to pay a shop a bunch of
about
labor.
40 hours for each one to build these in metal, per side. It's a lot of work if you're gonna make them shapely and round.
Yeah, and in this example, you can buy these off the website, and yes, they're a little bit of money, but you can buy them off the website, have them shipped to your house. You don't have to take your car somewhere to have them done, because you can't just give someone your inner fender wells and tell them, hey, can you make them wider? They have to be done, fabricated with the car.
Yeah, and these should be fitted on the car. Like, that's why we don't sell them drilled, because every car is a little different.
But positive wise is that you don't have to, like, if you're working on your own car in your garage, you don't have to take the whole car somewhere to have them done. You can just buy these online.
No, you just buy these online. You sneak up, you grab these 2 bolts at the top, just drill 1 hole.
Yeah.
Sneak up on it, get more and more holes. Pretty soon you got I think there's 12 bolts.
And you have people that have been purchasing them for factory frames all the way up to aftermarket frames.
I'm not sure on the factory frames, but they should work. But I don't know. Your limiting factor at that point would be the factory frame.
Yeah.
So there's really, the outside advantage would be good.
And the height.
And the height would be good, but nothing else is reason to do that.
Yeah. And the side.
So when you look at the side, you can see that we've extended the rockers down. We've made it even with what would be the belly pan of the car or the bottom of the interior floors. There's currently no latches in here because we're going to convert it over to the plastic GM type latches that are just quieter. We've got one of our door panel kits mocked up in the car with the armrest, all those types of things. These are available for purchase on our website. We have just a few left. We've got a dash mocked up in the car. That's actually the prototype for the vinyl decal dash instead of the Cerakote one. Trying to make things just a little simpler. So we're getting ready to mount the center console in the car and get that finalized to put the old console in these cars. Other than that, everything else is looking pretty good.
And so the difference of this is going to be smooth with a decal on it instead of being the textured Cerakote.
Instead of the textured Cerakote. The textured Cerakote would be an option, and it would give me something to, if somebody wants to buy that and do that themselves, they can put that part on. We'll
customize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's some slightly textured stuff you can put on. There's quite a few vinyl decals textures and finishes you can put on.
Got the seats in, and these hook right to the floor. The floor is lowered. This is the Roadstershop Uni-Body chassis.
Yep.
In case anyone's missed that. We're gonna also put this car in the air and we're gonna look underneath it too, so stay tuned to the later part of the video to be able to see that. And I mean, let's talk about the rear bumper. Online we've been getting kind of mixed reviews. Some guys like it, some of the purists hate it and are kind of just baffled. But there's some people that are definitely understanding your theory and where you're going with it.
Well, it's been a long time modification that people have done to these cars because it's got 4 headlights in the front. They put 4 taillights in the rear. Some people just think that the original is the way it should be, and that's fine too. And that looks good. The stock 70 bumper with a bumper pad looks pretty good too. We just wanted to make it, we wanted to make something that, I don't think it's a signature because we didn't come up with it. But they've been doing it since probably 71. There's probably some guy in 71 that took a 71 bumper and put it on his 70 and was like, thought he was the hot stuff.
Yeah, and let's also talk about, you're not just stuffing a 71, 72 bumper on the back of it. You've actually put some time and effort into.
Yeah, we've made taillight lenses that change this from a backup light to where they're both brake lights. So when you stand on the brakes, all 4 of them come on. We've made our own lenses so that because they're all 4 different lenses, so that they fit in the car. They all 4 light up. Just makes it a little bit better looking than having the big white backup lights in the middle. Yes, sure. We don't have backup lights, but man, it sure looks good with 4 rear tail lights. Our backup lights are just, you lightly tap the brake and
I think
slick.
The funniest part, or the most, like, the one thing that I always see that really just, like, I don't even know where they're going with it or why they're so concerned over it, but people are, it's a 70, but you put the wrong bumper on it, or they're like, it's a 71 and you put the wrong front, you put a 70 front end on it. What's the registration say? And they just want to know.
Well, and so there might be some people that get hung up on, that it's got a 70 front end and the registration says 70, and that's fine. If you want to pay the extra money for a 70, we'll gladly source you a 70. If you want to run a 70 bumper, we'll put a 70 bumper on it. If you can't handle having, even if you want to put a 70 bumper on a 71, I really wouldn't care. But if that's something that your OCD just wants you to have it that way, then by all means, have it that way.
Yeah, and that's the greatest thing about these cars. You can modify them in so many different ways. If you're a purist, then this is a highly modified car. You're not looking at a numbers matching papered SS or regular Chevelle. It is what it is, and it's a very nice package, catered towards the people that want to drive, spirited, touring, high mileage, and want to get down. I mean, you've just got back from the Wide Open Rally. You've gone on a couple road tours with Good guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we drove the quarantine cruise just a couple of weeks ago on a Sunday morning.
You shot down
We left
there?
at 4:15 in the morning, and we were back here by 11:30. Stayed there for 2 hours and did our thing on the highway. I believe it's a little over 2.5 hours down and 3 hours back.
Yeah, definitely meant to be driven, and it's great that you're offering product for a Chevelle enthusiast or just muscle car enthusiast to favor that kind of stuff.
Yes, that's the intention, is to develop the cars for us to build in a limited run and to sell a few products that just help the masses improve their cars as well. And hopefully make them drivable at great stances to make, just make Chevelles on the road.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is great. And this all was sparked years and years ago with the OG 70 Chevelle that you built for Greg, that took it on a bunch of road tours, and you guys have had a bunch of fun with it over the past.
That one right there in the pictures.
Yeah.
And so you can, that car now has, 15 or 16,000 miles. It just got a new LSA. It has wider inner fenders that we did the hard way. It's got a lot of stuff like that that's just meant to be driven. And it's funny because now that car has kind of come around to be a little bit more of a street beast than a road tour car. That LSA is pretty healthy, but she's got a big sister, the Goldie car, that's meant for the road. And so you really start to learn what different cars are for.
Yeah, and Goldie is definitely a highway runner. Very comfortable, very nice to drive. It does not feel like you're in a muscle car at all. Not as in because of power, but as in you just feel like you're in a newer Camaro, to be honest with you.
Yes.
But you get out and you realize that you're in a 71 Chevelle. That's Goldie. Yeah. What else? Is there anything else that we want to note about this? This one while we have it down on the ground before we put it up in the air?
That's probably it. I mean, it's just looking forward to moving forward with getting the bodywork on it. And if somebody doesn't snatch it up and change their mind, it's probably going to end up green on green.
Which we shown in the previous, and that looks really good.
Yes.
I'll put a rendering in here so you guys can see
I don't think I could do triple green with the green vinyl top. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, I think the green on green with the black interior.
With no vinyl top, just straight green with white stripes.
Yeah.
And probably the Keystone wheels. Just, keep it very traditional with that type of stuff. And other than that, just looking forward to moving forward with it.
And real quick, these, just to let people know about these wheels, because they look like a solid black wheel like nothing, but they are designed to be like a rally wheel. They're made by Forgeline.
Yeah, these are Forgeline. I believe they're OE2s, where they're designed to accept the hubcap front and rear to give it the dog dish look, which we've done on a few cars. The number 4, these are actually going on the number 4 car that's at the paint shop.
Okay. So we'll be soon to show off that car with these wheels on it, and you guys will get to see that car in black cherry.
Black cherry, black vinyl top, hubcap wheels. Maybe Nick will remember to put the rendering here.
I'll put the rendering here.
Yeah. So let's look at it underneath. Here we are on the bottom side of the number 6 Chevelle. As you can see from a side profile right here, when you look underneath the car, we have extended the rocker down to get rid of that pinch weld where everything came together, and you see these ugly spot welds that hang down on the car. And then on the stock car, the frame is down a little bit more. So the exhaust is now even with everything underneath of the main structures, but you can see where the bottom of your floor is inside the car. And this would typically be way up in the car itself on top of the frame. And now it's even with what would be the bottom of the rocker. And so that's what helps us achieve the gained interior room on the inside of the car.
Yeah, so there's no more pinch weld underneath.
There's no more ugly pinch weld, for one, and for two, it's all smooth and nice underneath the car. And then you've got some things that are just the structural part of the car that have to be at that engineered height to just accommodate the ride height of the car, things like that. The suspension is set to ride at this position with optimum geometry at this ride height. The car is not lowered. We didn't droop the suspension out and bring the crossmember closer to the ground. We didn't put drop spindles on it. It's designed and engineered to work at this ride height. And by making everything uniform to the car, it just makes everything one package that's engineered to work at this ride height with probably a ½ inch more ground clearance over a car that would even over a standard any type of chassis car.
Yeah, most of the time, like stock chassis with lowered suspension, you know, pro touring suspension, upper lower control arms and stuff, they'll be angled upwards.
Yeah, the lower control arm would be going upward. So then your upper control arm is way up in the camber sweep, you know, in the camber sweep. So you have to move the upper control arm way out, which messes up your bump steer. You just wind up scabbing it together to achieve the ride height and giving up the quality of what could drive well for the stands, which I don't blame you. But if this is designed to ride at that height and work well. And so as you see under the car, everything is smooth and tucked up under the car. As you come around to the back of the car, you can see how the exhaust is routed over the differential, because we have the diff case out of the car, which is a GM differential that goes in this car. It's not a Ford 9-inch. It's what you would get out of a ZL1 Camaro, is what bolts in here. But you can see where the exhaust is routed to come through here and to come tightly over this, not underneath, not anything. As you look underneath the back of this car, you can see that everything is smooth and tucked up in the car.
Yeah, you'll notice in these video, you'll notice a lot of bolts that are loose and whatnot. The differential's out of this car, and obviously this is just all for mock-up and everything.
Well, we're trying to prototype the exhaust system to go in this car, and we're trying to do it with 2 different differential housings. And so we're waiting on the second differential housing to show up so that we can test fit this passenger side of it before we weld it out. So, but you can see the exhaust is all handmade and stainless TIG welded. You know, it's got the Fox shocks that are from here from the Roadstershop on the outside. Everything's tucked up tightly to the car. You can see the same fuel tank that we've run in all the other cars, so they don't hang way down and just kind of block everything and look like this droopy gas tank in the back of the car. So and then we have mufflers and resonators out the back of the car.
Yeah. And then probably on this side, and then underneath here you can see where it's tubbed, mini tubbed, and enough room for the tire
and the upper control arm.
Yeah,
because the upper control arm mount is even with the floor in the back of the car, so the tub has to be even a little wider to accommodate the travel of the upper control arm.
Yeah. You can see the sway bar also.
There's front and rear adjustable sway bars on these cars, so you can change the wall thickness of the sway bar and the just to change the handling characteristics of the car. The coilovers are adjustable, where you can change this. You can take the springs off and change the spring rate numbers to make it ride stiffer or softer. They're fully adjustable, so you can adjust compression or rebound. You can set all of that stuff to really dial in the ride quality of the car that we're shooting for.
And these IRSs track very straight once all dialed in and everything, compared to a solid axle. And
they don't transmit, so if you hit a bump with one side of the car on a solid axle, it's going to transmit that impact to the other side of the car. So if you hit a bump with the right side, it doesn't transmit that shock or whatever to the other side of the car.
Yeah. All the brake lines. Are fuel lines going underneath or inside?
Fuel line comes right through here. We'll route through here, and we'll go probably right next to this.
Nice.
We want to keep it away from the exhaust, but also keep it away from everything else, so it can't get snaggled on something. So the rack and pinion that's on this one is positioned further in front of the motor than some of the other brands that are out there, and uses a what would be the equivalent of like a Fox body Mustang replacement rack. Has a little bit less travel, but it doesn't have the pressure requirements that some of the other racks require that make the steering really finicky. They're available. And the steering angle is a little better because the rack's a little forward in the car. And as you can see, it's got the same adjustable sway bars on the front. Everything else is very similar. But you can see the engine's up. The bottom of the oil pan is even with the bottom of the crossmember. It's actually a tiny bit up, which is nice. If you're going to hit something on the road, you'd rather hit this.
Put your finger on the other side of that just to kind of give it, no, like against the pan to show how much higher. Yeah, so you're a good
inch. No, 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah. So you're going to bottom out the crossmember before.
You want to use the crossmember for those moments more than you want to use the oil pan.
But that crossmember's a lot higher than what a factory chassis would be.
Because the whole suspension assembly itself is moved up in the car.
Yeah.
So if you could take and cut your stock chassis, I suppose, and move everything up in the car to maintain geometry, but then the crossmember goes up with it, the engine goes up with it, and everything starts to get closer to the hood. And then the height of the hood is really the dictating part for the stance, the blower, and what's going to fit in the car.
I mean, this is no different than like a newer school, production car that has a better ride stance to it, but the suspension's not lowered because, the older car back in the 70s was so tall, everyone's trying to lower it down. So this is mimicking what you're getting out of a newer car with nice wheels underneath it and a nicer stance, and the suspension's not compromised. And
it's one of the advantages of running a larger diameter wheel. When you go to a 19-inch wheel, it's going to raise the car up off the ground a 1/2 an inch more over an 18 because it's just a bigger diameter tire. And then if you come around to the side of the car, if the geometry is the same, the rim is going to tuck a little bit more behind that fender lip on a 19 than an 18. So if this was an 18, it would come down just a little bit.
Yeah. And this one's running those inner fender wells.
So that has our fiberglass inner fender wells.
Stuff your hand up in between the tire and there and then wrap it around the top.
That's how much room it is. It's going straight up right here to accommodate the front tire.
So under compression, no rubbing.
No rubbing.
And this has a lot of compression available.
Yeah, there's 3.5 fingers above that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then on the side here, you did modify the fender.
We modified the fender to come down and match this. This is kind of going to be an option on the cars we can do this on. On a patina car, it'd be really tough to do this. But this just makes it a cleaner profile from the side.
Yeah, from when you stand back. Unlike your factory car.
And it looks like it's further than it is because it's not black currently.
Yeah. How much more is this hanging down than a factory?
It's about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom of the old rocker, but it's just 1/4 of an inch or so longer than the pinch weld.
Yeah, so not much at all.
The main thing is it gets rid of that ugly pinch weld.
Yeah. And you don't see no frame hanging down.
Yes. You just see a few of the cross members and some of the things that are hanging down in the middle of the car that you just can't move up anymore.
Yeah, so not the proportions are still relatively exactly the same.
Yep.
So you're not diminishing any type of look. And that's maybe one of the things to discuss too, or just note on these cars, you're keeping all the regular. I mean, the only thing that has been done on a couple of them is the side marker has been deleted for the turn signals, right?
Yeah, because some of them start with a 70, some of them start with different. This one has replacement quarters on it, and they filled that hole. Well, thanks for checking out the progress on Chevelle number 6 with the development of the Uni-Body chassis. Like we always say, if you have any questions, just hit us up on email from our website. That's the easiest way to do it. Helps us sort the emails as to which department they're going to go to. And don't be afraid to ask any questions. And thank you for paying attention. Have a good day.